Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
assholeconsulting.com. How you guys doing? Had an interesting request here. One I had to kind of do a little bit of research. Downloaded a bunch of podcasts and documentaries and binged on it while running. And it's about 5G. Hello, Aaron. I'm very concerned about the enormous dangers to humans and the planet due to the seemingly mandatory 5G. With the 100 I sent you, I know you bought Shadowman. How about we abandon that project? And if financially there's enough money left over, we'd be able to do a video response educating people on the terrifying danger of the planet that'd be due to 5G. I hate to disappoint you. I'm not going to warn people about the dangers because it's my opinion there is none after researching it and looking through it. But let's go through it. Now, I'm sure there is a limit, but there were seemingly no limits of a number of documentary story pieces, news pieces about 5G, and oh my god, and is it bad, is it dangerous? And there was only one that was not some kind of sensationalist, I would even argue fake news. It was a reasoned and sourced, they sourced the resource, or cited research, where they actually looked at it, both sides, okay, they explained the physics. And that one was the most beneficial out of all of them. The rest of them was one of two things. It was either yellow journalism, in part by RT, which is owned by the Russian government, and there's some value in it, but they have been known for fake news. But what we're talking about here is sensationalism, yellow journalism, brown journalism, because I don't even think there's yellow journalism now. It's just to get the click. It's the clickbait. That's what it is. Or it was crusaderists and activists who, if you look at their background and profile, and we will at some of them, to find out that this is their pet cause. They don't give a damn actually about people's health. There was one person that did that I'll give a little bit more credit than the others. But the majority, bar one person in what research I did, everyone but that one person, had an ulterior motive to make 5G sound worse than it actually is. Either because it would drive up traffic and clicks, and then they could charge more as a, quote, news outlet, or they had economic, political motives because they're the crusaders and they're just going to bitch and whine about everything because that's what they do. So let me go to my notes and take a look at it here. So, there are... We're going to look at 4 people that came out, obviously, against 5G. And these were the 4 most notable ones. If you do the search, these are the top. These are the most viewed. And these are the ones that are claiming that there's problems with them. And you're going to see that they all have something in common. One is Joe Moscovitz. I think he's a Berkeley professor. Moscovitz. And here he is. Berkeley. Sorry, right off the bat, and you're in academia on topic. Not only are you in academia, which means I don't believe your studies. I don't believe any peer review is bullshit. Academia, colleges and universities in the United States have lost all credibility, not just with me, but anyone who has independent thought and critical thinking, real critical thinking. And I'm sorry, Dr. Moskowitz, I believe he is a PhD, but you're in academia and you're at Berkeley. I might as well I might as well listen to Himmler on the value of Jews. You are in such a worthless and discredited industry, especially that particular institution. I don't believe anything that comes out of Berkeley. And that's terribly sorry and bad. If there's actual genuine research going on there, if there actually are some STEM, I'm sorry, I don't care. You're corrupted. I'm sure the Nazis were right about 1 or 2 things. They got their physics down pretty well, especially with flight. But the rest of it, I'm just gonna... We would need to go to the Mali salt mines and mine tonnage of salt so that I could take a tonnage of salt with everything coming out of Berkeley. Postdoctoral value evaluation research and methodology, PhD. Oh, and he's not even a real he's not even a real doctor. A PhD in social psychology. Fucking suck a bag of donkey dicks. Masters in social psychology. Looks like he never set foot in the private sector and did any work. I'm sorry, he's an academic. And that's one of the main people they side to. Oh my God, did you know? Fuck you, Joel. Just go take your crusaderism and your politics and show. It doesn't even leftist politics. Look at my video, Crusaderism, or Crusaderist and Crusaderism. People need to get, look, you can't just do your fucking research and find out how X works. No, they gotta champion a social cause. They gotta fucking twiddle their twat and masturbate to their own selves. I don't believe a damn word. This guy is discredited by his education, where he's working, his lack of real world experience, and he's just purely a theoretician and academic. And he comes from Berkeley. Sorry. He could be right. He could be right. I don't believe him. Next person. Camilla Rees. This guy was cited. And we go here, found her bio. She runs electromagnetic health dot. Dot anyone? Anyone? Is it com? Is it net? No, it's org. I know trust.orgs. They don't earn their money. They beg and professionally white collar panhandle. You tell me if this sounds like someone who's got something really important going on in life, actually has kids, like, hey, I gotta think about this. Or if this is just someone bored out of their fucking minds and is a crusader who has nothing of value, they don't want to work too hard, but by God, it sure is easy to bitch and whine and protest and be an activist against something. Camilla Rees, MBA. Ooh. Founder of electronicmagnetichealth.org. Look. My website, Asshole Consulting. It's a shitty site. I programmed it. I wouldn't exactly say I am the founder of Asshole Consulting. I admit the site is shit, but I don't put it on my resume like, hey, look at this fine website. I founded this. And if you go to the website, electroMagneticHealth.org, it's shit. It's shit. My website is like, I don't know if you guys remember this, Berkshire Hathaway many years ago just had a basic template of a website. And it was great. Here's your annual reports. Here's your finance. It was simple. It would load. I think now someone told Warren to spruce it up a bit, but it's functional. But no one ever said Warren Buffett's strength was web development. Okay, this is her pet project, and co-author of Public Health SOS, the shadow site of the wireless revolution. Now, how many? I'm not saying popularity is important. 19 customer reviews. How long has this been out? When did it come out? Where is it? This is a 10-year-old book. It has 19 reviews. She's been doing this for 10 years. 10 years you've been, I'm gonna fight the wireless communication. I got more important shit to do in my life. I mean, guys, it's so classic. You gotta realize as we make more and more money, or we spend more and more money, I should say, and we print off more and more money, and technology makes our lives easier, and the government just spends more and more money, so you don't actually have to get off your ass and work or do anything. You just sit there and watch TV. People are faced with the choice. Do I want to work hard in advanced society, which is hard to do because we've expanded the frontiers of science. You gotta learn a lot of stuff. You gotta push the frontier even further. Or do I just say, oh, you know what, I'm gonna bitch and whine about how the way things are, and I gotta protest this, I'm gonna protest that. Again, Jessica Asaf, look her up. She started in high school protesting against the cosmetics industry because she came from a rich family and didn't want to work. 10, 15 years later, I think she's in her 30s now, she's the cannabis feminist. Do you trust these people? So here's, what's her name, Camilla Rees, MBA. Did you mention she has an MBA? Is a leading activist in the U.S. on the subject of electromagnetic fields and health. Did you learn about electromagnetism and gamma waves and radio waves and radiation with an MBA? Do you know what the fuck you're talking about? Collaborating with scientists and other advocacy groups globally, she founded electromagnetichealth.org. As well as the Campaign for Radiation-Free Schools, not children. An EMF help blog with Professor Magda Havas, PhD. sent to Congress, governors, and thousands of health and environmental journalists. She co-authored a landmark report, Cell Phones and Brain Tumors, 15 Reasons for Concern. And then if you actually do the research, there is no evidence that actually links it. There's a possibility. We're going to talk about the World Health Organization and the rating. It's called the 2B rating, saying there's a possibility, but there's no proof of it yet. It's possible. That's a carcinogen. Which has received news coverage globally. I received news coverage globally for an article I wrote about Mad Max. I don't jerk off to it. It was a good week. I got a lot of followers and subscribers and readers and listeners. But it's not like, I am the one globally published. I'm not globally published. And organized the largest U.S. gathering on this topic at the Commonwealth Club of California in San Francisco last November. Fucking hell. I wonder if her mom has like the articles pinned up on the refrigerator. Like, my daughter had the largest gathering on a Tuesday with guys named Fred on an odd numbered day in a winter month. I'm so proud. Camilla was co-investigator on a research study showing impacts of microwave radiation on the heart, published in October 2010 in the European Journal of Oncology. She has also held briefing members of Congress. Okay, she's done jack fuck all shit. Aaron Clay, when he founded Asshole Consulting, told a bunch of people to stop fucking her up and made some money, and then he rode motorcycles. That would be my eulogy. Do you want this gal's eulogy? What are you going to say about this person? Again, a crusaderist, a crusader. Somebody who doesn't want to work for a living. Oh, I'm going to go bitch and whine about how the world is instead of actually make it a better place. That way you can, I'm a good person, I'm a good person. And you didn't have to work. Add that to every statement every activist says, every politician, and I didn't have to work. That explains everything. Because why? Lazy. Okay. Whatever. So I don't trust her. That's the number 2 main person. Number 3, Donna Barron. And this just shows you how weak the case against 5G is. I couldn't find anything about this woman. All I got was a picture. I found a picture. She's an old spinster. She got nothing else going on. And they interviewed her, and she was complaining that these 5G towers, broadcasting devices, is going to lower housing prices by as much as 20%. I'm like, oh, that's fucking amazing, because you know what? I'd love to see how you calculated 20%. Because I got a question. I know maybe you're still using dial-up or you got a fax machine or something, but I bet you the young kids are going to say, wow, 5G, it's got 5G in this neighborhood, and a ton of new kids are coming in, and they're going to drive prices up. What else? She says it causes cancer. She has no... I'm always looking for a social media or some kind of background on it, some kind of bio. Like, are you actually a radiologist? Are you a physicist? Did you study? Are you a doctor who studies cancer? Or are you just some fucking nobody who's bored out of your mind living off of your husband's social security check and you're twiddling your twine on the end? That's what you... Donna Barron is the head of the Gaithersburg North Potomac Rockville Coalition. And it manages the Scale It Back website. Again, when I die, there's going to be a lot more important things said about me. He was the author of this, he was an author of that. There'll be a lot more important. He was a mechanic, he put a family through it, a kid through college, he raised 2 wonderful kids. Donna Barron will be known as the head of the Gaithersburg North Potomac Rockville Coalition and manages the Scale It Back website. I don't want you young people having your internet. Oh, and then there's Dr. Sharon Goldberg. Now, this woman is legitimate as far as I can tell, and I would heed what she says more. This is the only one out of the main people that all the research, everything I listened to that they cited. She is a medical doctor, but here again, where does she work? She works in academia. So it's kind of like I half trust her. Like, okay, you do have a medical background, but doctors can get corrupt. Doctors can be crusaderists. And so I'm still a little bit lukewarm. I would hear her out. I'd say, okay, show me the studies. She doesn't, though, by the way. No one cites, they say thousands of studies. Like, okay, where are they? No one cites them. And this is a quote from a website. Sharon Goldberg is an interactive internal medicine physician. Her background includes 15 years at academic hospital, as an academic hospital medicine physician, a medical educator. Again, you start seeing the teachers coming in. For the training. Is there doing? Are you going to be a physician or are you going to train? Which one? Medical students and resident physicians. She was assistant professor, at New York City's Mount Sinai Hospital, Albert Einstein College of Medicine, and at the University of Miami Miller School of Medicine. She is board certified in internal medicine and integrative medicine and has advanced training in tropical, not topical, tropical medicine and hygiene from the Gorgas Memorial Institute in Lima, Peru. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe somebody who's a real doctor can... I'm not saying she's not a real doctor. Someone who is a doctor, because I'm not a real doctor. Whoever is a doctor, is this a legit background? I mean, because you would know, hey, yeah, there's doctors and they actually go and do surgeries. And then there's other doctors and they go this teaching route. Is that, am I in the ballpark? Because that's what's making the hair on the back of my neck go up about this girl. Her clinical and research interests include dietary, lifestyle, environmental modifications in the setting of complex chronic disease. Dr. Goldberg has a clinical expertise treating environmental illness, including microwave syndrome electrosensitivity. See, legit, not questioning her educational background at all, but all this, I'm in Peru, I'm a teacher, I'm a professor. I'm like, no, I don't trust you. You start associating with the Nazis. Yeah, I'm gonna question what you say about race. It's just me. Just me there, Himmler. Says we have proof on PubMed, peer-reviewed, but again, no link. And again, I'll tell you, I don't believe peer-reviewed papers anymore. I don't. Sorry. So at best, out of these 4 that I selected at random, well, not really random, they're the most, I wrote down names as they were quoting people. 3, I don't write them all off. Dr. Goldberg, maybe. All right. So then I listened to, what was it? It's on my phone. I guess it doesn't matter who. But what this guy did. Oh, then you sent me David Icke or Icke. You sent me that link. And it's 51 minutes. Hang on, let's look him up. We'll add the 5th one. And he did an entire podcast on it, and I started listening to it, and I'm like, oh, okay. Here's David Icke. Guys, you gotta look at your sources. David Icke is formerly a footballer and sports broadcaster, is an English professional conspiracy theorist. He's the author of over 20 books and numerous DVDs and has lectured over 25 countries, speaking up to 10 hours to audiences. In 1990, Icke was the BBC television sports presenter and spokesman for the Green Party. Don't trust him there. He says, a psychic, here we go. I don't know, is the earth maybe flat? He says, a psychic told him that he had been placed on earth for a purpose and would begin to receive messages from the spirit world. The following year, he announced he was the son of the Godhead and that the world would soon be devastated by tidal waves and earthquakes. Oh, that was 30 years ago. Okay. A prediction he repeated on BBC's primetime show, Wogan. The show turned him from a respected household name into someone who was laughed at whenever he appeared in public. Oh, so out of the 5, we have 1 who's questionable, 1 who's a verified nut job, and 3 who are obvious crusaderists and have a political motivation. Or just, I won't even say political, they're just lazy and they want to feel good about themselves and they got to go protect the children without working hard. So then there was one, let me look it up here. Did I delete it? I might have deleted it. There was one where it took not only a recent view, but it also cited sources. I forget the guy's name, but they looked at it and then they explained how the amplitude or the hertz level of waves worked. They talked about how there's radiation all over the place. They talked, the Cancer Institute of America, they actually did a study. They found it's not. And then the World Health Organization came out. They did a study. And this includes doctors, engineers, scientists, physicians. They did a study, and they rated it was called a 2B, not carcinogen, well, yeah, 2B carcinogen. And what your yellow and brown journalism industry does is they ran with it and said that 5G is carcinogenic. No, you got to look at what does a 2B mean. There's a rating system, the World Health Organization. 2B means there's a possibility. What was? There was no possibility, unlikely, a possibility, likely, and then confirmed, or something. There's a spectrum of 4 or 5 levels. And possibility was, we didn't find any evidence that would prove it, but in theory, it's still possible. And we need further research to conclude it. But since we've had microwaves and cell phones and radios and television, other forms of radio waves, he did cite a study saying there has been no connection with cancer and tumors and all that, unless you get into high frequency, I forget, the gamma rays, like you're standing next to a nuclear blast, or you're baking out in the sun. And that one I believe more because they cited it. Here's it, they said this, they said that. It's a 2B carcinogen, which means there's no proof, but it's still theoretically possible. It does require more research. You know, I don't want people to die. I don't want people to get cancer. But dude, I've been around the 20th thing that's going to kill me now. Oh, it's the rainforest. Oh, it's CFCs and those only. Oh, it's global warming. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. Oh, you got to get rid of fat. Oh, you need the diamond pyramid of the food shelf. Oh, you need bread. And oh, you need eggs. Oh, eggs are bad. No, bread is bad. Fucking Christ, nobody fucking knows. But the scientists and everybody else, right, and the scientific community, who isn't paid, they gotta look at it hasn't caused any cancer. We haven't seen it yet. And radio waves, in increasing amounts, have been around. We're still not seeing it. So if I had to look at empirical evidence and looking at people's backgrounds, no, I don't believe 5G is a threat. I don't believe it at all. What you have to worry about, and here's why I want you to aim for. This is what I want everybody to aim for. I know you all like Joe Rogan. A lot of people like Alex Jones. And I'm not saying that they haven't been proven right a couple times. Not saying to stick your head in the sand. But what you guys got to, you don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. Okay? The reason why is that conspiracy theorist is, I wouldn't say lowbrow, a complete absence of intelligence and intellectual thought. And it's also hypocritical because what you're doing is you're falling in love with the idea and the romanticism and the excitement and the unknown and the X-Files aspect of it, which is fiction. You want it to be true because it jerks off your brain into, is this possible? Could it be? Oh my God, did we land on the moon? Because you don't want to actually sit there and critically think, and sometimes think how fucking boring life is. Right? We landed on the moon. That's pretty cool. Let's go study the Saturn V rocket. Well, if we did land on the moon, I don't have time, and you don't have the life expectancy to tolerate that stupidity. You really don't. All right? The George Norrie show, oh my fucking God. People on Island 120 IQ, or 110 IQ, let's call it that. Or these idiots looking for Bigfoot. The moron that I had to do the video on, where people are getting lost in national parks. Please, for my listeners and viewers, please, you're not that stupid. Stop wasting your time. And you should be ashamed if you're a conspiracy theorist. I understand you want to question things. I understand if you want to be an empiricist. But if you're like, the flat earth, there's a possibility, Bigfoot, what's your life like? Really? You got nothing else to do than to fucking jerk off to that intellectual fabricated bullshit? That faux pseudo-intellectual crap? 5G, so far not worried about it. Not going to lose sleep over it. And in the grand scheme, Yeah. Okay, 5G. Let me ask you this. Are you in good a shape as me? I'm not saying that for bragging. I'm talking cardiovascularly. Do you diet and eat right? Do you run and work out regularly? Because I got news for you. We can worry about 5G, but I guarantee you the guys watching the Bigfoot documentary, jerking off to the fucking conspiracy theory about whether we landed on the moon or not. What was it? Didn't Buzz Aldrin punch a guy? And he was like some journalist. Let's look at this journalist. Bart Seabrill. Oh, wow! Look at Bart Seabrill. He's fatter than fuck. I wonder if he's going to die of 5G or diabetes. I know it's diabetes, I like to call it the diabetes. Or cardiac arrest. Or stroke. I mean, guys, you want to worry about shit? Worry about, like, getting a safer car, all right? Worry about your diet. Worry about giving up drinking and smoking. Worry about giving up McDonald's and fast food and processed food. Worry about that shit. Because that's more likely going to kill you. Right? This shit where there's no proof, there's no evidence, you got the 2B rating, yeah, it's possible, yeah. Oh, and another thing. Remember when California had coffee makers put a warning sign on their coffee saying that coffee is a potential carcinogen? That's because coffee, and pickle juice, by the way, have that 2B rating. There's no proof of it yet, but it's possible. And then you hear another fucking story that drinking coffee prevents Alzheimer's. Fucking hell. You have such a short life on this planet, I would not be dicking around with these worthless conspiracy theories. That's what it is. Because it's just, it is, I don't know what it is. It's like women who read Harlequin romance novels, but there's no sexual component. It's a mental masturbation. It's dishonest. You're lying to yourself. The people themselves don't even believe it. It's sensational. It's, you know what it's like? It's like professional wrestling, but you still believe, you desperately want to believe it's real as a full fucking grown adult. If you take professional wrestling for what it is, it's hilarious. It's fun. Those guys are amazing actors. They're amazing athletes. I mean, just to go and ramble publicly and not curse in front of thousands and be on television and do it live. It's a show. But as an adult, you should know it's a show. And it's not exactly highbrow intellect either. But there's, oh, what happened? The guy, the missing children in the national park, oh, they found it over here. Oh my God, what happened? Your life's too short. Your time too valuable. Fuck these conspiracy theorists. And fuck these goddamn crusaders. And fuck all these dipshits. Oh my God, did you know the aliens are gonna... I mean, seriously, you want to believe that? Go believe that there's lizard people over at Denver International. Go believe it. Go believe it. I got more important shit to do, and I'll live a better life, I'll live a longer life eating broccoli and spinach instead of pounding down Domino's Pizza and Mountain Dew as I go and binge out on the YouTube Conspiracy Channel shows. Alright, glad we had this chat. Check out the links below. Blah, blah, blah. See you guys later. Toodles.